Yo, what up, people? Welcome to the Joe McFo Show. We are doing another Shadow Boxers live stream today, which is something that I think you would all expect from me by now. So, thank you all for coming on. Let's get some music going. Let's see. Let's play this one. All right. Our prof is in the house. What's up, Clara? Thank you for coming on. I'm timing my work time with your streams. I appreciate that. We can work together. And then Pastelin says, "Yo, yo, yo." Did you change your name from last time? I'm trying to. I feel like you were something else. Was it like Blockhead or something, or maybe I'm just thinking about your Instagram name. But anyway, welcome. Thank you for coming on. Everyone else is in the stream. Please say what's up. Tell me where you're watching from, and let's get going. So, some of you guys who are OGs might recognize this character here. Let me actually put some. Let's see. I might have changed him up a little bit. He looked something like this before. Let me. Didn't anticipate that these will all be different layers now. You guys might remember Caleb. He was a random background character we came up with, and we all just liked him. And so what I did was I decided earlier this week to just kind of ink him and just fix him up. So yeah, there's a couple things I want to fix. I want to fix the shoe, some things in the arms, and then we'll just color him. And then maybe if there's extra time, we'll jump into maybe some either more background characters, or we'll work on stuff like this, like Aletha and all that. So yeah, let's see. Amanda's in the house. Yellow, appreciate you for coming on. Kathy's here. Pastel Blockhead. Yep. Okay, there we go. I'm cleaning up from the live stream today at What a Mess. Oh, I didn't watch it yet, but what did you work with? I didn't see it. Watching from my couch night. Oh, it's the guy with the Sora pants. Yeah, the guy with the Sora pants. Is that what we called him before? I forgot about that. Okay, so let me move the sketch layer over here. And he was the dude who worked at the skate park and had the toilet paper like thing, but he thought it was a wheel. And there was the whole joke we made behind that. Let's see. Hey there, Joe McFo fam. Who's having a good Sunday? I'm having a pretty good Sunday so far. Let's see. Watching you while I retwist my dreads. Hey, man, I appreciate that. 3-hour live stream today. I took a nap after I'm still wiped out. I could believe it. 3-hour live stream is not easy. I think the longest I've done is like 2. But I probably will do a 3-hour live stream. I just want to have more stuff to work on. And time, because my time is very hectic sometimes. All right, so let's see. Let's adjust the things I want to fix. Something is up with these arms. I think it might be brush these on. So you can inky, I think. Something about this feels a little off. Like it's too bony almost. And then I think this one's showing too much of the shoulder. Bring this in. Actually, I can just lasso that and bring it in. And then I don't like these very much, so let's change this up. This is what art is all about, you guys. You've heard me say it over and over again. It is about trial and error. It's about making mistakes, fixing mistakes, and doing it all over again and trying not to cry about it when it happens. So that is the challenge. Janet asks is on. Hello. That acrylic painting was amazing though. Oh, okay. So Amanda's like, that it was amazing. So I'm glad it turned out well. You probably will not ever see me do acrylic painting on here. I will never say never, but you probably won't ever see that. Just realistically. I don't even think I own acrylic paint. I might own some old gouache paints that Megan got me onto. Remember when we used to watch movies in RISD? And we'd be in the lounge just like watching Prince of Egypt and trying to paint it and stuff. Matter of fact, my Prince of Egypt book, I still have the post-it notes that you put in there from like 5 years ago, if you remember doing that. Yeah, those were the good old days. All right, so let's see. That's looking pretty good. And then we're gonna have to add tattoos on them, so that's gonna be really fun as well. I think I might want to shrink this beanie a little bit. Something about this feels a little too wide, so yeah, I'm kind of liking this. And the eyes. his eyes are a little off. We're seeing either too much of this one or too little of this. So I'm going to change this eye. Yeah, there we go. And then for the shoe, put this right here. I think the shape of it is fine. It's just this section right here that was doing some weirdness. Gotta fix that. I'll be honest, guys, this is the first time I've drawn anything today. I got up, I read, I went to Macy's to get some new stuff, and then I had to do some other work, but it had nothing to do with drawing, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Ye Prince of Egypt, the good old days. Yes, Kathy, you know all about the good old days, don't you? Farmer Fox is in the house. Hey, everyone, what's up? What's up? There was a movie where that was like this guy's catchphrase. He'd just be like, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" And it was this kind of annoying frat dude kind of character. I really can't remember what movie that was. It was one of those really lame high school movies. I mean, I like high school movies, but this one was particularly lame. I just remember that. See if I can find that movie on Netflix and just reminisce. All right. So then with the pants, I think I want to go a little bit more extreme, or at least it feels too straight to me. So let's just see what happens if we really give these things some more dimension. Yeah, these are some interesting. Maybe I should thin these pants out, actually. It might actually make a better silhouette now I think about it, because this way it doesn't conflict with the width of the shoulders. And if you guys have any questions about the decisions I'm making as I'm cleaning this up, please feel free to ask, because I don't know what you guys all know. I know I tend to repeat myself on these streams, and I don't mind repeating myself, but as you guys probably can tell, there have been many times where I've said things and then immediately forgot what I said about 4 seconds later. Because when you're drawing and trying to create this big world, and then also trying to stream and entertain and, make all these decisions, and also trying to not hyperventilate and be nervous on stream, which doesn't happen to me anymore, thankfully, it can cause a lot of issues. So yeah. Hi everyone, how's it going? What's up, Amaris? Spider-Verse mentioned hydrate. Wait, what? Did I? Oh, okay. Jordan basically said High School Musical is better than Spider-Verse. No, I didn't. When did I ever say that? Oh my goodness. All right. So someone mentioned it. I hope I have enough water for today. I might have to leave. And go fill up the cup because that's just what it is. Let's see. I actually do think I kind of like. Let me look up some cargo shorts or something, because let me just see what these look like. Cargo shorts. Let's just type in hip hop. Uh-oh, cord's wrapped around. Hold up. Okay. Wide at bottom. I don't know if there's a certain term for this, but I guess they don't really have that look. I guess I'll just make them straight, because these look kind of goofy. So do these. I guess I could give them something like this, actually, like the parachute shorts. Is that what they're called? Parachute? Not shirt, shorts. All right. Oh, looks like these are women's shorts. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Or oh, hey, these actually. Oh, these work. Yeah, this is my guy. This is my guy. All right, so let's pull that reference in. Hopefully, that showed up. Okay, excellent. Already hydrate. We're all in this. We're all in this together. I've never seen High School Musical. I kid you not. I've seen that clip because when I used to watch Disney Channel specifically for The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, that commercial would play and I would be like, this is so friggin' annoying. And then people put TikTok videos and stuff like that. Speaking of making a big world, we had some interesting conversations in the SB Discord this week after a certain event next Sunday. We're going to call for a long time to discuss stuff. Yes, that is true. Megan is spilling the deets. Yeah, so next Sunday, we're actually, let me remind you, we're not going to have a stream next Sunday because someone is getting married. So got to be there for that support. But after next week, we'll be back on. And yes, we will be having a big, long old story conversation for Shadowboxers and just figuring stuff out. So yeah. Get excited. Oh yeah, the classic parachutes. 7 watching, 5 likes. Each like widens the poof of the parachute shorts. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. Yes, each like. Please like the video, guys. And oh, by the way, we have increased subscribers. I think we're now at 824. So I might have mentioned that last time I was live as well. But that's super exciting. I remember the days when it was like, oh man, we're pushing the 300, we're pushing the 400. And so I'm super excited about that. So 824 is not a small number. And I appreciate every single one of you guys who has been on my live streams. Even if you're not on now and you're watching later on, I appreciate you. And all the people who have supported Shadowboxers, even though you don't know what it is or what it's about, that means the world to me. So, so my goal, honestly, with all this is just create something that, realistic, to be honest, that I enjoy, and hopefully you all will enjoy too. I can't create something that is just magically going to make it sure everyone likes it. It's a bit too much of a burden. So I figure that my taste is not too different from everyone else's. So that's going to be the goal. We're going to create some cool stuff, and hopefully you all stick around for the ride. Because even though things are a little slower now with, I was already slow to begin with, but things are a little slower because I'm so exhausted having 3 jobs. Shadowboxers is not going anywhere. It's still at top of mind, top priority. And I want to make sure that we put out some really awesome stuff for y'all. All right. Yeah, this will work fine. This will work just fine. And then these shoes. I gave him 1 long sock and 1 short sock. I don't know how I feel about it, but at the very least, I should probably do something like this. Give him some spiral folds, if y'all know. For those of you who know what spiral folds are. Let's see. Jenna asked, where's the SB Discord? So unfortunately, the Shadowboxers Discord is exclusive to me, Megan, and Kathy right now because we're working on story stuff. But as the story grows and it gets bigger and we're starting to put out stuff, we will open it up and build a community around it. And so it's coming, but just gotta be a little patient with me, guys. Manette says, Jordan needs to check out the Princess Bride 2 Wove speech. Do I really need to do that? Amanda says, we're not allowed to know. That's hilarious. You guys are allowed to know, just not today. Yes, Manette. Wait, what is that speech? I don't know. Kathy, you endorse this? What is this? I don't know what you guys are talking about. I know the movie exists. I've just never seen it. I don't know what you're referring to. Okay, someone's gonna tell me the pronunciation of that name. Jordan, when you win an Emmy, I better be in your acceptance speech. You of course will be. You will be in the credits as an honorable mention, special thanks to, or something. We'll find a special spot. Maybe we'll get you a voice acting credit somewhere. Let's see, Manette. What Jordan doesn't know what Jordan doesn't know about Princess Bride, I can totally recite the Battle of Wits. Oh my gosh, what is the obsession with this movie? I don't get it. I really don't get it. Christian's in the house. What's up, dude? How you doing, man? There's a obsession that y'all have, but then again, I have an obsession with certain films and shows that I'm sure you guys are all aware of. Just watch Princess Bride. Okay, what platform is it even on? Where do you even watch it on? Wait, what? Never seen Princess Bride. Jordan still hasn't watched Doctor Strange. No, I did watch Doctor Strange. Are you kidding me? We watched it when we were in Mammoth Lakes. You forced me. That is not true. That is an untrue statement, Clara. I even remember the scenes. I remember how what was the woman's name? She was in Mean Girls with Rachel McAdams. Is that her last name? I think that's Rachel. Yeah, Rachel McAdams was the hot nurse, and then you had him being all pompous, and he drove off the bridge and had hand issues, and he went to like Nepal or something. I saw it. I watched it on a flight last year. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe it'll be on the plane when I go next week. Wait, we did? Okay, I'm having a senior moment. Yeah, Megan says it right. False accusations and outrage. Let me see. The best part is when Inigo Montoya gets revenge for his father's murder. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I hope I said his name right. OMG, yes, I got Jordan to talk about Doctor Strange for 1 minute. Yes, you did, but I'm not showing Benedict. I'm not enabling your strange obsession with this man. Princess is like one of the classics. Andre the Giant, Billy Crystal, oh my. Guys, when you get over the age of 40, you have an excuse for everything. I could probably have excuses now, but I won't be 40 for another 12 years, so yeah. But, okay, someone tell me what platform Princess Bride is on, and I will consider playing the preview and watching the trailer. I think I told you guys the story last week. So for some reason, the school I went to, when it was a rainy day, everything just shut down. Like we would only learn half the stuff that we were supposed to. Or maybe I'm just imagining that, and we watched the movie for lunch. Yeah, I'm imagining that. We watched it for lunch because we couldn't go outside and play. And they only show 30 minutes in the movie because that's how long you have, or 45 minutes or whatever it is. And all the girls will be into it, because someone will be like, I have it on VHS, and they bring it in, and all the guys were like, nah, where's the Hot Wheels? Where's the Beyblades? Where's the markers so we can draw stuff, And so I never got into it. And then realistically, getting a 7-year-old boy to watch Princess Bride as a title, just the title by itself is not something that I would have seen or been really invested in. I'm sorry. At the risk of sounding like a 6-year-old sexist. Someone's going to cancel me for that in like 5 years. I'm going to find this video or this live stream. It's inconceivable that Jordan hasn't watched The Princess Bride. I've watched maybe 12 minutes of it and got bored. But again, I was 9 years old or 7 years old or whatever. Strange obsession. Was that pun intended? No, it was not. I'm rolling right now. Inconceivable. A young boy not wanting to watch or read is what the entire first scene is about. Well, I feel called out right now. Okay. Well, it is what it is. What you just said is totally meta. Inconceivable. That's actually hilarious. That's a line from the movie. Jordan's on Disney Plus. That is a strange coincidence. I'm not gonna lie. I probably appreciate it so much more if I actually saw this movie. But I'm glad I could at least entertain you all unintentionally. See, you thought this was only a Shadowboxer stream, but now it's become a. We can't believe Jordan said this. Princess Bride while Bakugan was in its heyday? I don't think so. Oh my gosh. watching only a part of a movie because you have a substitute or it's raining equals how I saw basically every movie as a kid. Yeah, that's how it all starts. And some movies were better than others. One movie I did like that I saw during a rainy day, and I remember getting later, was Cheaper by the Dozen. It's got Steve Martin. I think Ashton Kutcher might have been in it. No, wait, was he in it? No, it was a kid who looked like Ashton Kutcher, though. Yeah, he looked like Ashton Kutcher. And then I remember Alison Stoner was in it, and I saw her on a bunch of Disney stuff, so I recognized her. But yeah, I remember seeing that movie, and that one was fun. Let's see. All right, so I think I got enough of the fixes. So let's go in and clean stuff up. All right, so let's erase this out. I should probably, I have a hard brush, okay. Christian says Cheaper by the Dozen was a classic. Cheaper by the Dozen, yes, Ashton was in it. Bit by Dog classic. Oh, he was in it. Okay, awesome. I haven't seen the movie since 2006, maybe 2007. You know what sucks about that era is you would buy DVDs of movies that you were so excited about and then watch it maybe 2 times. And then having duplicates, like for some reason, we had a duplicate of the movie Hitch, the Will Smith movie. I don't know how that even happened, but it was just one of those things where one of those discs just was wasted. Some other family could have enjoyed that movie. Does anyone not know that movie? I think it's hilarious. It's one of my favorite movies of all time, actually. It's one of those things that if it comes on, or if I see it on a plane, I will watch it regardless of how many times I've already seen it. And they have one of the at least 2 of the best dance sequences ever. There's a scene where Kevin James is dancing to Yeah by Usher, and he's just doing the best dances ever. He's like, Q-tip, throw it away, making pizza, right? It's just genius. Oh, my man Sawyer's in the house. This music is exactly the vibe I need right now. Oh, I appreciate you for coming on, dude. Thank you so much. Hutch, no, not Hutch, Hitch. I know the U and the I are next to each other, but come on now. Come on. Let's see. Yeah, so that scene with Kevin James dancing was great. And then the scene where they're at the wedding at the very end and everyone's just going down the Soul Train line, that was also epic. It's one of those movies that is just, it's a feel-good rom-com kind of situation. You just don't want it to end, but it's a good movie. And long before Will Smith's fall from grace. That was unfortunate. When I was a kid, I wanted to be Will Smith so badly, especially after I saw him in Men in Black. I was like, yo, he's fighting aliens. He's got a gun. He's got a mustache. I thought it was so cool. I couldn't wait to get a mustache so I could be Will Smith as a 7-year-old. It was great. And now I get annoyed because the facial hair grows a little too quickly sometimes. And it's like, I just trimmed this like 3 days ago and it's already back. Ugh. So it is what it is. Back to musicals. No, it's not a musical. I said it was a music scene. It's not a musical. Or are you referring or just saying like, oh, now let's get back to it? Maybe that's how you're saying it. Did someone say musicals? Do I like musicals? If it's a Disney movie, yes. I like the music in Disney movies. Mulan, Tarzan, Hercules, Lion King, and Lion King 2, Moana. What else is there? Prince of Egypt. Can't go wrong, Prince of Egypt. I was a couple of months ago around New Year's, I was with some friends and they saw that I had Prince of Egypt on my phone while we were driving from Phoenix to LA. And I kid you not, we listened to the soundtrack at least 5 times, and we're all grown men. Like, we're between 25 and 30, and we're all just singing it like we're 8 years old. It was fantastic. We're just like, it was great. And deliver us, dun dun. Oh man, so much fun, y'all. So much fun. I'm telling you, if anyone ever goes on a road trip with me, you got to know that I will blast music super loud. I will roll the windows down. The volume will be loud enough for you to need earplugs, and I will sing or rap every single song until my voice hurts. That is a road trip with Jordan or with Joe McPhail. That is just the nature of it. And if you don't like it, then don't take a road trip with me. And the best part is I can have fun by myself. I drove to Phoenix. It was a 5 or 6 hour drive. And the whole time, if I wasn't listening to an audiobook, I was blasting. I was blasting music, screaming, top of my lungs, like, it was fantastic. It's a moment of freedom. Such a moment of freedom. Okay. Something might be up with this arm too. Let's see. Yeah, I think this arm is still too long. Dag nabbit. Okay. Let's just erase this. I'll have to redraw this later, I think. I'm gonna try not to worry about having lines that are too crisp. That's something I'm trying to work on. And quite honestly, to you guys, you might be like, if that's not crisp, I don't know what is. You guys might be saying that too. Which is very valid. All right. And the thing is, this is only on a raster layer. It's not on a vector, so I can't do the fancy erase line super quick thing. I gotta say, I still draw much slower in Clip Studio than I would like. I don't know if it's because I'm just not used to the program yet. Photoshop goes so much faster for me still until I start trying to stream. Then Photoshop is like, you talking about, you want to have speed? Nah, dude. Nah. Not at all. Oh man, I missed a lot of comments. Let me see. OMG, I should have known. I do have a soft spot for Les Mis since I saw it in the 7th grade, and it's very nostalgic for me. I never saw Les Mis, unfortunately. Prince of Egypt's song Around the Fire, epic. It is epic. Jordan and I rocked out to MJ and Stevie Wonder when we were in California. That is true. The whole way up, it was just nothing but MJ and Stevie, and my heart was warmed by that. My soft spot is Cats because that was the first time I was a High School Musical pit orchestra. Kathy, no, Cats is awful. I don't think she's referring to the 2019 movie that came out. I think she's talking about something else. Your soft spot is just Cats in general. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Les Mis is top tier. I guess I got to check that one out. That Cats movie was an absolute travesty. Yeah, I just remember seeing the trailers and going like, how did they get all these big name actors for something that was clearly not going to work? I grew up a lot on Rodgers and Hammerstein, but for some reason my soft spot is Fiddler on the Roof. I think I've seen that one a long time ago. I don't remember anything about it, but I think I did see Fiddler on the Roof. First saw a play at Sisters College. She wasn't in it. We just went to see it. Clearly, that's why I avoid that abomination at all costs. Cat movies was an abomination. I couldn't even watch Cats to make fun of it. Megan hit the nail on the head. 10 watching now. Welcome everyone, and 6 likes. 1 like equals 1 cat pet. I think to be honest, Megan, you would pet a cat regardless of how many likes I had. But I appreciate that. And yes, let's get all the love for the cats and dogs out there. All the cats and dogs. And hamsters and guinea pigs. I know, Claire, you got some guinea pigs. What other animals? I guess you wouldn't pet. For those of you who own turtles, do you pet turtles? What do you do with turtles? Do you just like place them in the tank or whatever and just leave them? So I'm not sure how you deal with that. His body frame is pretty small. That still works. Actually, this might be a little big based on what I gave him here. Fixing and fixing and fixing. Going back to speaking of musicals for a quick second. Oh, that lighting is weird. Oh, this is so weird. You see all the blinds kind of going across my face. But anyone, I bet Kathy and Megan remember this. And Senior Studio blasting Disney songs at 2:00 in the morning when we were discouraged about how things were going. You don't remember that? Those were fun times. Those were really fun times. I miss them a lot. Okay, so let's redo. Let's do his legs again. He's got chicken legs. Those of you Invader Zim fans know what that reference was all about. But shh, don't tell them. Too late. Fiddler on the Roof is fantastic. My favorite is West Side Story and 25th Annual Putnam Spelling Bee. I don't think I've seen all of West Side Story. I know my mom's a big fan of it, and I know what the basic of it is, the basic storyline of it is, but I don't think I've seen it. You can pet turtles. Okay. I would not generally want to pet a turtle, but I do recommend petting tortoises. I'll be honest, I don't think I know the full difference. They have nerve endings in their shells. Also, you can watch them swim around. One of my favorites as a turtle turtle sat. Did anyone see those videos on TikTok of people at Disneyland or whatever, and they had the Finding Nemo room? You get to talk to Crush from Finding Nemo. It's the funniest stuff because kids ask so many questions, and one of them was like, how many kids do you have? He's like, oh, I got a lot, dude. I have John, Paul, Ringo, and George, and Jackie, and Marlon, and Tito, and Jermaine, and Michael, and Janet, and Randy. And he just starts naming all these members of bands. It was hilarious. And he's like, and then Charlie Brown and Snoopy, and it was fantastic. Who does not like the finger snaps of West Side Story? You know what the finger snaps I like are? The one from Addams Family, the dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun. That's so awesome. You know you're tired when you break out the big guns. I'll make a man out of you and deliver us. Yes, those were always popular. Oh my gosh. Hold on a second, guys. I gotta close the blinds because this is actually blinding me. Pun intended. Be right back. All right, much better. Hard to do art if you can't see. Brianna says, hi, Jordan. I like when turtles walk on me. I like their skin. Oh, that's really cute, actually. What's up, Brianna? Thank you for coming on. Chicken legs, drumsticks. Chicago is up there, too. Never seen Chicago. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about those musicals, y'all. I'm apparently not as cultured as everyone else here. Yeah, I haven't seen a whole lot of musicals and things like that. Probably because I was stuck playing the same video game over and over again, watching the same shows and movies. I'm trying to think of the Broadway shows I've seen. I know I've seen The Color Purple. I believe I've seen The Lion King twice. Once when I was little and once as I got to be like early teenager. And then I saw a couple of plays that friends put on and things like that, kind of one-off productions. But yeah, never really watched a ton of plays or musicals. Okay, this is definitely too big for that to be the far leg. Okay, I just realized something that's kind of bothering me now. I think my center line's off on that jacket. Darn it, I hate when that happens. I hate it when it happens. It's not right. It's not right. Okay, that's there. I think that should do it. Don't know if anyone has seen, but Quest for Camelot is amazing. It's my comfort movie. Have I seen Quest for Camelot? Oh, it sounds familiar. I know I've heard the name. I don't know if I've seen it though. If I have, it was so long ago that I don't remember anything about it. Um, I saw Hugh Jackman on Broadway in Boy from Oz. Oh, I'm sure that you just love that moment. um, Let's see. Oh, Jordan, you are lucky. I was forced to be cultured as a kid. My grandma would drag me to musicals. We had to drive like 3 hours in school nights. It was awful. Yeah, it does sound pretty awful. Ugh. Who wouldn't want to do that? It all started with the parachute pants. That's so true. Joy is on. What'd you miss? Let's see. We talked about musicals. We talked about parachute pants, and the fact that I've never seen The Princess Bride, and apparently that is everyone's favorite movie of all time. Sora's like, I love that movie. I assume you're talking about Quest for Camelot. Yeah, I gotta catch up on this stuff, yo. I might have seen recently. I might have seen a review of that stuff. I like watching people review movies when I don't have the time to actually watch them, especially as someone who's learning how to write stories, and I could just kind of absorb the information of like, oh, this scene works, this doesn't. For example, there's a film called The Room from 2003, directed, written, and produced by Tommy Wiseau. That film is one of the most incredible pieces of cinematic history because of how terrible it is. It is one of the, it is so poorly acted, poorly written, poorly directed. And I really, if you guys don't know anything about it, I would invite you guys to find reviews of it online. My favorite is the Nostalgia Critics review of that movie. It's older. It's from like 2011 or something. So I remember watching that in high school, that review. But oh my gosh, there's a whole scene in there where this character, Johnny, he got his girlfriend falsely accused him of hitting her, and then he's just like this. He's like, I did not hit her. It's not true. I did not hit her. This is BS. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. He just turns to this dude. It's so funny. Oh man, my family was less about culture and more about my conservative family, especially dad, and somehow old musicals and westerns were deemed more appropriate than newer movies. That's interesting. Huh. Did I ever tell you I actually met Hugh Jackman when he was filming Logan? Oh my gosh, Amanda, I think you just did something. I think Clara's about to combust. Someone call Clara and just check in on her and just make sure that she didn't pass out. Clara, if you're okay, just put the number 1 in the chat and we'll be good. Yeah, see, this already concerns me. What? Yeah, see, I think the heart attack is already starting. Just put the number 1. Put the number 1 in the chat, Clara. I've seen that famous scene from that. Yeah, we all have, man. It's so good. It's so good. I don't know why westerns like John Wayne were violent, sexist, racist, but yeah. I'm hyperventilating. See. Okay, we got it. Claire, I'm gonna send someone to your house right now. Just make sure we get that going, because can't be having my boss just pass out on me like that. So. Let's see. Oh, going back to Manette's comment. I don't think I've seen a John Wayne movie ever. I never really cared for westerns like that. Everything just looked kind of dry for me. I know some of the older men in my family love that stuff. Like my uncle really loves that. My grandpa used to love those kinds of things. But who knows? Maybe I'll give it another shot. Maybe I'll get into it, find the joy and it's in the Stoic Cowboy, and the little what do you call the not the shootouts, but like when they're dueling. There's a word for it. I can't remember. Don't worry, I'm still alive for now. Okay, all right. As long as you're still alive. Kathy says, "Wow, I don't like John Wayne, but Clint Eastwood is that guy." It was so random. Like how was I supposed to know he was in my gym in the boonies of Louisiana? You know what I found out when I was a few years out of high school? So my school was in high school was very affluent, and there were rumors that went around that Clippers and the Lakers would often practice there during off season, which was 100% true. But one time I was online and I saw this picture of Frankie Muniz and Lil Bow Wow, and I looked in the background. They were in basketball clothes, and I was like, "Is that my gym?" Now, for those of you who don't know, Lil Bow Wow was my favorite rapper as a kid. Like, that was the dude. And I got so jealous because he was there like 8 or 9 or 10 years before, and I just missed it. So, yeah. I'm curious, does anyone have any near celebrity sightings? Or they were just real close to meeting them and just couldn't for whatever reason? For me, let's see. Jack Black, he actually showed up at my grad night because he went to the same school as me, but he graduated in like 1987. And, you know, all the parents and stuff are in Hollywood. So I don't think it was that much of a pull for them, realistically. And I don't remember what he said. He was just like, "You guys did it. Yeah." And he just like ran out. He's like, "Okay, thanks, Jack. Appreciate you." And then let's see. I remember meeting Lil Romeo one time. I wasn't supposed to. He was on campus, and we were 8 years old and all excited about celebrities and stuff. And so I kind of ran to an area I wasn't supposed to, and was hyperventilating. I was like, "Hi," and I shook his hand, and he's like, "Yo, what's good?" And I was like, "Okay, I gotta go by." I don't know what an 8-year-old's gonna talk to a 17-year-old about, but you know, what it is. Quick, Jordan, bring up Avatar: Last Airbender. We got to watch Clara's Thirst. Avatar: Last Airbender. Bam, bam, bam. Jordan, you could have seen Zendaya. Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, thank you for reminding me. So there's a restaurant called Vegan Mob in Oakland, and I was in Hayward that day, which is maybe about 5 or 6 miles south of there. And my friend went to go pick up from that restaurant. And then later on, that same day, and later on Instagram, I see a picture of Zendaya at Vegan Mob, and I totally missed it. I could have met Zendaya, and that could have changed the entire trajectory of my life. It's okay. I like Tom Holland. He seems like a good guy, but still, it's just one of those moments. Yeah, I can look at cornfields and Logan know which one's near my house. They film right by my house. That's pretty cool. I met Viggo Mortensen at a tourist trap I worked at in South Dakota. I don't know who that is. Wait, did you? Oh, I did run into Stevie Wonder. Yes. Okay. So I was when I first moved to LA, or moved back to LA technically because I was born here. I was at a restaurant with my cousins, and it was an outdoor restaurant, and my cousin, I won't say her name, but she knows I'm a massive Stevie fan, right? And she whispers to me, she's like, "It's Stevie Wonder." I'm like, "What? Like, why are you talking like that?" And she's like, "It's Stevie Wonder." And I couldn't hear what she said. And I was like, "The heck are you talking about?" And then she just basically was like pointing, and I looked, and I saw this man with big old long dreads going down to his knees, and he's just being guided by someone. And I was like, "No way. Oh my gosh." And he sat about 2 tables in front of me, and I was like, "Is that really Stevie Wonder?" Because I didn't see his face. But I knew that it was him when he was ordering at the table because he started going like this. That's just Stevie's thing. I don't know what that's about. He's been doing it since like the 60s probably, but that's just his thing. And I was like, only Stevie would do something like that. And he was being guided. I was like, man, that's so awesome. He's actually the one person that I would really want to see in a concert. Stevie. Obviously, seeing Michael Jackson concert would have been amazing, but that day will never come, unfortunately. I'll just live vicariously through all the footage from the 80s and, bad tour, dangerous tour history, victory, all that stuff. Listening out for Major Love. Okay. That's right. It's been 45 minutes. I barely did anything for this character. I'm curious. Just humor me, guys. How much do you really care how much I get done on these streams, or is it mostly just the jokes? Because I love talking with you guys, and it's so much fun. But I also know the quality of work sometimes goes like that. So, or how much I get done. So, does that bother you, or are you guys fine with mocking me for my lack of Full Metal Alchemist Princess Bride knowledge? I'm just curious. And I also don't know who Viggo Mortensen is at all. Yo, my fiance is going to Yellow Springs for a writer's workshop. Maybe I got a Dave Chappelle sighting in my future. That would be sick. We actually, Megan and I have this ongoing joke. It's not really a joke, but we're like, yo, what if we got Dave Chappelle to be Ishnu or something? That would be so cool. For those who don't know who Ishnu is, let me go back to Shadowboxers for a second. These are my children, all my characters. Ishnu is this guy in the green with the fro and the staff, and he's one of those cranky wise men figures, and he's supposed to be a little kooky, kind of like Granddad on the Boondocks or something. So yeah, I would love for Dave Chappelle to voice him. That'd be epic. He's so epic. Speaking into existence, y'all. Jordan Viggo Mortensen was in Lord of the Rings. Who do you play in Lord of the Rings? He does a sway while ordering food. That's hilarious. He does it when he's just sitting there. Like Stevie is that's just what he does. I don't know if it's a tick or a comfort thing. I don't know what that is. But that's just what he does. Joy says, I don't even know what you're doing. Okay, so let me back up because I forgot you did join late. Basically, I drew this character. We named him Caleb a couple weeks ago, and we decided to ink him, but I wanted to make a couple of fixes. So changing up the arms and a little bit of the hat, shorts. Once I get the shoe done, I might have to redo this arm a little bit more. But after that, we can just move to color on him. And yeah, so that's what I'm doing. And if you have questions, just ask, because I don't know what people know and don't know. Where's my mouse? Oh my gosh. Manette, Jordan has never seen Lord of the Rings. Actually, that is not true. I've seen the first two. He's not really a high fantasy kind of guy in general. That is true though. I'm not super into high fantasy stuff. I just never really cared for like elves and dwarves and things like that. I watched whatchamacallit? I watched Lord of the Rings. I want to say back when I was in San Francisco, but I never watched the third one because those movies just took forever. I was kind of getting bored on some parts of it, not gonna lie. So it just wasn't for me. Star Wars isn't really for me either. I know it's super popular and everyone loves it, and it's got cool elements, but it's just like certain genres just don't speak to me completely. And I think it's more like the idea of the genre, those high fantasy or high concept projects that I like more than the actual project itself, or maybe just the aesthetics. So yeah, it's interesting. Like Avatar to me is that good balance, and I just totally missed that one. Like it's got a good balance for me because it's fantasy, but it's also something that I feel like is more relatable because you actually have human characters as opposed to all the random species, unless you're talking about like the platypus bears and flying lemurs and all that stuff. I come for the art and stay for the conversation. All right, that's fine. That's all with me. Him as Ishnu. Wouldn't that be great? Megan, well, the only other thing I can think of is Hidalgo, because those who are what my mom obsessively watched him in. Jordan, he played Aragorn. I have to look up that guy. Which one was he? Oh, yeah, he was cool. I remember this guy. I liked him. Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's see. Yeah, we were like, dream big. Who would you get for voices? And we thought Chappelle could be Ishnu. That would make the character very different. It would make the character different, but I think that's a good thing. Um, and that happens with voice acting sometimes too. And that's one thing I'm excited about because I know that there are certain actors who, once they see the character, they get to play a major role in how they're perceived. So, for example, I just watched a video with a Giancarlo. What's his last name? The guy who played Gus on Breaking Bad. I forget his last name. Someone look it up for me and just let me know. But he was talking about Gus and how he saw the script and it said, what did it say? It was that his character did not stand out. For anyone who knows, Gus is basically like this major drug lord, but he doesn't look like it. He owns a chicken business and a laundromat and all that stuff, but he's actually like this kingpin basically. And he's very organized, very meticulous. And he said that he wanted to play the character a very specific way. And him and Vince Gilligan worked it out and add certain inspirations to that role. So actors have a major influence on how a character is going to be. Sometimes they're even funnier when you get the actor right. Sometimes they're more dramatic. And then obviously you have some characters who are written, or some actors who are written for specific projects. Like I'm pretty sure in Fruitvale Station, Ryan Coogler specifically had Michael B. Jordan in mind when he was creating that. And same thing with Killmonger and Black Panther. I'm pretty sure that was the case. Bored Lord of the Rings, you are breaking my heart. You're going to a place I can't follow. sorry. It's just, it just didn't really. I couldn't really connect with it. It was a cool story, but I was like, this is really long. I don't like when stories just go on forever and ever and ever. That's just something that annoys me. That's part of the reason why I don't watch certain anime, because I don't want to sit there for this many hours. I would rather rewatch the show from the beginning or the movie from the beginning and, just be invested in a different way, or get reinvested and learn more deep things about the character. I just don't want it to feel like it's never ending. If you gotta take bathroom breaks in the middle of your movie, it's too long, especially if you didn't have to go at the beginning. Right. So yeah, that was my thing. So I'm sorry for those of you who are obsessed with Lord of the Rings and don't agree with my opinion. That's totally okay. You're allowed to enjoy it. And I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it. It's just, I saw it once and I was like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. All right, I think I want to redo this sock, actually. I don't think I want to have both of them different. I want to have them kind of doing something fun. Okay. I'm a little annoyed. The song Sawyer, I know you were grooving to it, but we're going to switch it up a little bit. Let's try this one. I'm debating how annoying this is going to be. This might annoy me. All right, this one sounds cool. Esposito? What is that? I'm so confused. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I have the LLTR masterpieces. You can have Hitch. All right, fine. I'll take that. I will take that. You know what I think it was with Lord of the Rings? It might have more to do with when I saw it as opposed to the movie itself. Because I think everyone, how when people hype something so much that you have certain expectations of it, and for some reason it doesn't match what you pictured in your head, I think that's what happened. Because I remember trying to see Lord of the Rings when I was younger, and I would go to friends' house, I'd sit on the shelf and be like, yo, I've heard this is really good, let's check it out. Because I wasn't going to do it on my own. And And so I never got a chance to see it because everyone was like, "No, it's going to take forever, and we want to play." And I was like, "All right, fine." And I just lost interest for it, and so it was just one of those mysteries that didn't get unveiled. And actually, I watched Lord of the Rings in preparation for Shadowboxers, because there were certain things that the writer I was working with, he was trying to get me to understand certain references, and he's like, "Okay, you got to check this out." And he gave me like a list of things to watch, and so I watched them. One of them was Lord of the Rings, and we would talk about them. So maybe I need to watch them again. I'd be willing to give Lord of the Rings another shot. I'll be honest, because it wasn't like unlikable. I just didn't become overly obsessed with it. Like I wouldn't be going like, I'm gonna cosplay as so and so or whatever, like or be drawing fan art of it. Like that wasn't really it for me. So maybe that's it. And y'all can sleep on Hitch if you want to. I honestly don't really care. It's not like it's hurting my pockets. It's got a great soundtrack, though, I will say. Great soundtrack. Okay, let's do this. I think we're close to done with this one. This is actually, I think I mentioned this before, probably the longest stage when it comes to creating a character is getting the line work right, especially for like the 3/4 view. It's really, really a lot because you want to make sure the character feels right. You don't want to make it too stiff. You want to make sure everything makes sense and all of that. But like I said before, I don't know if this center line is where I want it to be. I think it might be a little off. Yeah, this pocket is off. Yeah, unfortunately. I could kind of live with this, but yeah, that's got to change though. Sorry, I paused because I heard a familiar sound and I realized someone's playing Sonic the Hedgehog. I just heard the sound of rings dropping. Yeah. That's Giancarlo's last name. Oh, okay, got it. Esposito. So Giancarlo Esposito. Okay. Just so you're aware, Christian and anyone else watching, I have a hard time connecting when you just put one word like that, what we're talking about. So you got to give me full context, unless you guys just want to see me embarrass myself and ask questions and y'all just be like, oh my gosh, this dude cannot keep up with the conversation. It's because that's true. I really can't. So, yeah. Yeah, but Gus was freaking terrifying. That's one of the best things about Breaking Bad. Like, I will admit that show is not for everybody, but the actors took that to a whole different level. That show was just so well written, so well acted. Probably some of the best acting I've ever seen in life, let alone a show. Yeah, it's just amazing. Okay. Other fixes. Those arms are going to bother me for a while, but whatever. Change up the shape of this beanie here. Oh yeah, I'm not a cosplayer, but the world building, dang, Hitch wasn't bad, and we can both agree on the verse of Spiders. All right, you just did it. You did it. June 2nd, part 2. I'm so excited. Um, um, but the world, so yeah, I will say this: the world building of Lord of the Rings is super impressive. It's just I never really got into that genre in general. Like it's not me snubbing on Lord of the Rings just for the sake of it. It's just I never found that interesting. Like anytime even if I see concept art of all that stuff, I get kind of bored of it because it just seems like everyone riffs off the same thing. And I understand that Tolkien was one of I guess, the forefather of the modern high fantasy world or something like that. But yeah, that's really it. You know, I will give him his flowers though. His world building is phenomenal. I'm very impressed by all the stuff that he put in. I know that he like created his own language for it and probably wrote down things that we never really or that aren't even written in the final product or anything like that. And I respect that. I really do, especially as someone who wants to build a world that's just as big. You know, I'm not going to pretend like that's not really cool. And again, my opinion is subject to change. If I give it another shot to check it out, I might be like, oh, you know what? It was actually a lot better than I remember. And I actually used the bathroom before, so I didn't have to pee. And I really enjoyed it. So we'll see. Maybe if I watch it not in my desk chair too, I'm sure that'll help me. Because that's what I watched. I didn't have a couch at the time, so I couldn't like enjoy it the same way that many other movies are enjoyed. All right. So this is looking pretty cool. Let's adjust. Christian says, "Do I like Star Wars?" Yeah, it's okay. Again, it's one of those. That's one of those movies I also saw around the same time as Lord of the Rings. So it was just one of those movies that you have to see that you just never got a chance to watch. So I will say this: I did not care for Luke as a character at all. I thought he was really one-dimensional and boring. I liked Han Solo. I thought Han Solo was great. I think part of that is because I just like Harrison Ford as an actor. I think he's really awesome. And I definitely liked Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Both of those movies I thought were really good, especially Empire Strikes Back. And so, yeah, I'm glad I saw them. But yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, I saw it. It's cool. But again, will you see me like begging to work on a Star Wars project one day in the future, or to work at Lucasfilm or something like that? I don't know about that. I would rather work on an Indiana Jones project, honestly, than a Star Wars. If we're talking about like Lucas projects, something about Indiana Jones is just so much more fun to me. And I'm not even sure why. I'll have to analyze that one day. You know what I'm just realizing, actually, as I'm talking about this? I think I like some of those projects that are a little bit more based in reality. Because if you compare Star Wars and Indiana Jones, the one that's more in reality is indie. And then, Lord of the Rings is pretty high fantasy stuff. And so it's kind of out there. And I couldn't really connect with it the same way. Versus Avatar, where it's a little bit more based in a world that I can understand. So I think that might have something to do with it. I actually never thought of that until just now. So I'm going to have to explore that hypothesis on my own a little bit and see if that's accurate. But I think that might be it. Because even Shadowboxers is more like that. Shadowboxers is much closer to Indiana Jones in that sense than Star Wars. Like it's... don't get me wrong, there's going to be some fantasy creatures. We already talked about Abaddons and stuff like that. but there's a lot of realism in there too, because it's just what I connect with more. Oh yeah, there are 12 volumes of books dedicated to the history of Middle Earth. It's insane and so complicated. I have some first American editions of the. I assume that comment's going to come later. Yeah, that's no, that's too much. That's way too much. I will say this though, it is fun doing world building. Like I could see how you could get really invested in it. So let me guess, for those of you Tolkien heads in here, did he have any other projects or universes outside of Lord of the Rings? Or is that all he's known for? Because, sometimes you have other projects that just aren't as popular, but I know Lord of the Rings is clearly his most famous, but was that his only one? Okay. Something about this. Okay, let's do. Just want to get this right before I start coloring. Coloring is a pain in the neck when you have to constantly edit your line work. So, yeah, let's just get this solid. Okay, that's good there. Okay. Lord of the Rings is supposed to be a fake mythology for England, not really a fantasy. And no, he wrote The Hobbit first and divulged Lord of the Rings out of that story with the magic ring Bilbo finds. Okay, so yeah, I could see he probably has a similar. I think my passion for Shadowbox is probably somewhat similar. Although I'll tell you this right now, actually that's not 100% true. I was about to say something that was going to be a slight spoiler, but it's also not even a true statement. So I'm gonna back myself up on that. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. Before I catch myself in a moment. All right, so is this looking good? Not liking this part of the shoe. I'm sorry, guys. I'm such a doggone perfectionist sometimes. I have very high standards for myself on things like this. But I think we're close. I think we're really close. Let me just thicken up down here. Get a little bit more shadow. It's a quick way to show that something is really thick, just changing up the way that you put that shadow there. He's got thick socks. And I think he's looking pretty good. Yeah. All right, let's save this. And then let's get to the color. We're going to have to design his tattoos as well, so I'm pretty excited for that. And shoot, I got to erase his hair. I'm going to have to clean up that line. Let's see. He only worked in that universe as it was a fake history to England. Okay, so yeah, that's the other thing. Me and the history of England aren't really all that interested in each other. so yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna go too much more into that, but I could see how my interest might wane a little bit there. But yeah, building a universe is so much fun, though. I will say. Because I have, so I'll be honest, I have ideas for Shadowbox or spinoffs in case it gets really, really popular and people want to see it. And that's one of the reasons I want to build this universe out, because I love the stuff that, like, you notice like all these major projects are getting either reboots or they're getting sequel series and all that stuff. And it's just a lot of fun to create your own world, I think. And I won't say I taught myself entirely. I've had a lot of help, a lot of feedback from people about Shadowboxers as I was working on, especially in grad school. But as time went on and I started realizing what it is I wanted, it just became more and more fun. So, if Shadowboxers is successful, then I would love to expand it into a whole big old franchise that just takes over. That's the ultimate dream right there. The ultimate dream. But first, I gotta get the main story done. Javen's story. Take care of some of these fuzzy lines. Yo, someone is playing Sonic the Hedgehog so loud right now. I hear that that music where he's about to run out of breath when he's underwater. I know the feeling. I get so compulsive about stuff. I think I would have an extra hour each day if I wasn't like that. Yeah, it's so frustrating. And the thing is, a lot of the things that I see, no one else would ever see. And it's something that I really want to get a hold of before I start going heavy into writing and drawing the story out, because I know that if I do that, I'm never going to get it done. It's just going to be one of those projects that has the best of intentions, but is unable to meet the expectations, and I'm constantly just redoing and redoing. That's not healthy. And quite honestly, there's no project that's going to be perfect. I mean, we were just talking about Lord of the Rings, right? And there's going to be plenty of people who adore Lord of the Rings and don't they teach aren't there whole careers based around Lord of the Rings, like people who double check the facts when they're making a new project or something, or like production Bibles and things like that? There are people who are literally just, for lack of a better word, nerds about this stuff, and they make a whole life out of it, and that's cool. Oh my gosh, what was my point to that? And then, oh yeah, being a perfectionist. Yeah, so yeah, I want to get over being a perfectionist. It sucks. It's not healthy. It's not even worth it, honestly. Megan says Chef Fufu is a spin-off win. That's a great idea. As a matter of fact, I gotta put that on my notes. I don't think I considered that. Yes, Megan, or even just some Chef Fufu 5-minute shorts. That would also be fun. Who would be a good voice actor for Fufu? Yeah, I have to figure that out. Drop ideas in the comments. I'm curious. So an interesting thing about Lord of the Rings, and I'm not trying to convince you to like it, is that a lot of it has parallels to World War One. Small friends trying to win against impossible odds and evil. I was aware of that, actually. And again, okay, how do I put this? I think Lord of the Rings is an impressive project. And I like the overall, story of, them going against all odds, the friendship and all that stuff. And I think it inspired a lot of the projects that I care about. But the things like the elves and the dwarves and this creature and that creature and the wizarding kind of stuff, that just doesn't excite me very much in general. And that's really it. It has nothing to do with the quality of that project itself. It's just more the genre is just not something I really can get into that way. So yeah. But I did know about the World War One thing. I heard that because Tolkien was in World War One, right? And I actually heard that he and his friends called themselves the Fellowship. Like that was their code name for their party or their group, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, I like when the friends go up against all odds. That's actually why I like Stranger Things a lot. Stranger Things is literally all about that. I've been meaning to rewatch that show too. I think I watched it at least twice all the way through last year, especially in preparation for season 4, which was incredibly epic. Oh my gosh, I learned so much about storytelling in that season. It was so good. definitely have to redraw some of these areas. I'm almost certain there was a faster way to do this, actually. Now I think about it, I was just kind of like, ooh, nice and soothing time. Okay, let's get. Do it. Oh, wait, wrong layer. Yeah, I should have done that. Whatever. Let's see. He was deeply Christian. The evil is highly industrialized, reflecting this overwhelming change in the world. Samuel L. Jackson as Chef Fufu. No way, Anthony Anderson. Anthony Anderson is actually not a bad idea. Samuel L. Jackson. I want Samuel for Ghazali. If I could. I think that would be epic. Ghazali, for those who don't remember, he's my main bad guy right here. I think that would be pretty epic. Not gonna lie. Oh shoot! I forgot his dog tags. Whoops. I can do that later. Let me get some color in here. I'll do the dog tags later on. Let's make sure that's saved. Gotta save yourself. We got a good base, actually, thankfully. So we got a lot of the colors already picked out, and we got his tattoos. That's going to be interesting to see. That's going to be fun. So we got this, and we got the reference layer. Okay, let's start filling stuff in. Where's the colors? Fill tools. G? It is G. Okay. What in the world? Well, that's not right. Maybe low tolerance. Apply to connect to pixels. How do I make sure it's? Is it? Yeah, reference layer. There we go. Yeah, there we are. We'll have to come in and okay, we can increase tolerance a bit. I'll have to come in and clean up a couple of these spots, I think. But the main portions will be dealt with. Watching all Stranger Things and seeing how they set up the 4th season is so great. It is so great. I freaking love it. Okay, I would not have thought of Samuel Jackson as Ghazali. I'm gonna have to watch some clips of him and think about that. Who were you thinking, Megan? I'm curious now. Because Samuel Jackson, his voice is, especially if you watch Afro Samurai. You watch Afro Samurai and see how he did the voice for Afro. That voice is just dark and gritty, and he's got a real. I mean, we all know Sam's got some range, and apparently he's a good freestyle rapper too. I just found that out according to TikTok. So, yeah. Wait, that's not right. And also, let's change this line to black. I really gave this dude gold dog tags, huh? Or not gold, I'm sorry, pink. So this is what happens when you're trying to draw and talk and stuff. You mix up your colors as an art professor. And it's not even a close call. That is an elementary mistake. Yeah, by the look for Ghazali, I think the late Lance Reddish would have been great. But alas, Lance Reddick, who did he play? Who did he play? I don't think I'm familiar. Who else will make it cool? So, okay, so I'll give you guys the list of people who I'm thinking for the characters. Caleb McLaughlin for Javen. He's the one who plays Lucas on Stranger Things. Samantha Logan for Atana, I think would be great. Kayla, there's a couple options. I'm thinking Amandla Stenberg would be cool. Storm, what's her last name? Hold on, I have to check. She plays in Euphoria. I feel like that's her first name. I gotta check my master doc. Hold on. Man, this doc is long. It's taking forever to load. Hunter Schafer. No, not Hunter Schafer. It's Zendaya's sister in the show. Storm Reed. Okay, yeah. This girl. I think she'd make a good Kayla. And who else do I have on here? Let me look at my list. And obviously some of these are just like wishful thinking. Asim, I would love to get Lawrence Fishburne. I think that'd be epic because I actually based a lot of him off of the dad in Boys in the Hood. I love that Hunter Schafer is an artist and their work is actually pretty good. I don't remember Hunter's work at all. Do y'all pronounce the middle L in Samuel L. Jackson? I don't. I know I don't. It's usually Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson stands for Leroy, apparently. I guess technically you can get away with it. It rolls off the tongue easy enough if you didn't say it. But I don't want him to start cussing at me if I ever meet him and he'd be like, "That's not my name, mother." I don't want that. I don't want those problems. I should have erased the lines for for the eyebrows too. Oh well. So one of the fun things about shadow boxers is actually changing up the way that I do hair color. Because, for example, in an average project, most people, whenever they're doing a black character, they would just give them dark hair and just leave it at that. Maybe some sort of hair coloring. But with this, I get to go like, nah, his hair is naturally blonde. He's got naturally blue eyes, which is possible. That's happened before. There are plenty of people with dark skin, blue eyes, and blonde hair. And it's kind of cool having that sense of freedom with characters like this. So, yeah. So yeah, he's gonna have some blonde hair. Actually, where was the character I based him off of, or the picture? There was a picture of a kid. Yeah, like this guy. Actually, wait, his eyebrows are dark. Here, let me pick Javen's hair color. Let's see how well that plays out. If not, I can always go back to blonde. Let's see. I'm curious, what would this look like? Oh, I kind of like the blonde brows. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Don't call it wishful thinking, call it manifesting. There you go, Megan. Thank you for correcting me on that. I love Samuel Jackson and Coming to America. Jordan and I are obsessed with that movie. It's such a good movie. Christian's like, that boy good. Oh, it's such a classic. Such a classic. Oh, by the way, Claire, you would appreciate this. I taught my class what Banana in the Tailpipe was last week. It was hilarious. I forget the context of how I brought it up, but I showed them a clip of the movie and everything, and I don't think any of them understood what it was. But I was like, just watch this, man. It's freaking hilarious. It was great. Lance Reddick was Sharon in John Wick movies. He was in The Wire, Fringe, and Selena in Horizon Forbidden West. Okay, I still don't know who that is. Lance. Maybe I know his face and not his name. Oh, okay. I do recognize this guy. Yeah, I remember hearing about his death. Okay. The toilet paper roll. I mean, flaming skateboard wheel. Yeah, we got to get that in, right? Yeah, he did pass away. Very sad. I'll be honest, I'm still been out of shape about Chadwick Boseman, y'all. It's been like 3 years. I'm still not over that. That was not okay. It was not okay. I do appreciate, though, that people seem to be more sensitive whenever they see a celebrity change. For example, Anthony Anderson lost a lot of weight, and people were starting to make fun of him. And they're like, "Nuh-uh, remember what happened with Chadwick? Remember what y'all did? Y'all are making fun of him." And then I think the same thing happened with Ariana Grande. She's had a very big change in her appearance, and I don't know what it's about, but I do hope that all these individuals are okay, because life gets stressful, y'all. Stuff happens. Changes your life forever. Like Doctor Strange, right, Clara? Or Iron Man, who's one of my favorites. Okay. Probably should darken this background. Get a better sense of the colors here. Okay. It's actually looking pretty cool. Kind of liking it. My boy Caleb over here. People are so awful. Celebrities are people too. Yes, I approve this conversation. Kobe's death still hurts. Oh yeah, that one was really shocking too. That one didn't even make sense to me. I think, man, how would I put this? Kobe's was more shocking, I think, because it was a freak accident. Chadwick Boseman, you could tell something was up because you could see his body slowly deteriorating. And when he did that Instagram video that people made fun of him for, I remember going like, something doesn't seem right. And I was like, I hope this is for a movie role. I really do. And turns out it wasn't. But yeah, that was really hard with Kobe, and especially growing up in LA. You know, like that's the dude. He was the guy who everyone would get excited over. And even people who didn't like Kobe as a person, they respected, you know, his athleticism and what he brought to the culture. And if you drive around the city, you will see so many shrines of Kobe Bryant and Gigi. I think, yeah, that made it really sad too. The fact that his daughter was involved in that. Oh my gosh, couldn't even imagine. Yeah. Okay. Wayne Brady as Chef Fufu. That is hilarious. I love Wayne Brady. Oh my goodness. The Whose Line Is It Anyway is one of my favorite shows. I have it on HBO Max or Max or whatever they called it. Then they changed the title of it. I just would watch seasons of that show. So good. So sad when Chadwick died. Kobe, Chadwick, Steve Irwin. Yeah, Steve Irwin. That one was crazy. I didn't know much about him because I was really young when he died. I might have been like 11, so I never like watched him. But I did know who he was. And then obviously Michael Jackson. That one was crazy. I remember that day like it was yesterday. I remember the whole day. Yo, if you have time, it would be great to sketch him defending his logo design, maybe with Caleb being like, Instagram needs some teasers to get them to realize how epic the streams are. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Yeah, and seeing how well he was transitioning into a new life after basketball, he was a big supporter for the advancement of women's basketball too. So just how it happened was tragic on many levels. And, you know, he was also a supporter of animation. He was big in animation. He won a freaking Oscar. Not Oscar, I'm saying. Wait, was it an Oscar? I think maybe it was. Yeah, I think he did win an Oscar, actually. I stand corrected. Okay, I don't think black sucks are going to work for him. Let's just change it to slightly lighter gray. But yeah, to your point, Megan, there's so many characters that I need to have interacting. Maybe that's what I should do for these next couple of streams. Instead of just doing single characters, maybe I'll just have more people interacting. Um, Especially since some of these designs are pretty solid. Like this is a side character. We don't know who he is, but except that he works at the skate park. Maybe after the wedding, I can finally get to that. Because quite honestly, I don't even really have time tonight to live stream because I got work to do. But I enjoy this. I'm trying to. I actually read something last night. And it was talking about finding time in your life to do exactly what it is that you want to do every single day, and just doing that for an hour. I want to try and start living up to that. And sometimes I don't always get a chance to work on Shadowboxer stuff because of my life, and especially the art side. I'm always working on the writing stuff because it's in my head, but the drawing stuff, you have to actually sit down for that. And so sometimes I just wish things were a little different. So I want to try and practice that and be more cognizant of how much time I spend on these things. And then I'll actually have to design this logo on a different, not a different stream, but like I'll probably have to do a flat version of it. I still gotta do that dog tag as well. This looks like one of those shirts you would get at Hot Topic. Does Hot Topic even exist anymore? I actually don't remember. I only saw the outsides of it. I don't think I ever went into the store to buy anything because I hate shopping anyway. But yeah, does it exist still? Let me know. Yeah, it was an Oscar. Okay. Oh yeah, Dear Basketball, beautiful little short. I don't even think I saw Dear Basketball. I just know what it was. I know it was beautiful. I know Glenn Keane worked on it. Yeah. OMG, that just feels so impossible. I have stuff some nights where I'm literally not done with stuff until 11:30. Yeah, it's hard. Actually, a couple weeks ago, I had a deadline for work, and I kid you not, I was working from 7 o'clock in the morning till 10:30 at night. And that might have been like 2 weeks ago. And I barely got any breaks. I had to make so many revisions, and I had to order in from DoorDash like 2 times that day, I think. Yeah, it was not recommended. It's not recommended, guys. Some of these colors I think I might change, but we get the gist of who he is. I want to add yellow somewhere else, maybe in his socks. He's got a little piercing right here. And then do I have... Let's just draw those dog tags. Those won't take long at all. Where my sketch at? Where the sketch at? There we go. This is definitely an early 2000s kind of look right here. This is what you see a lot of rappers wearing. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed that era of hip hop, early 2000s stuff. I follow an Instagram page where it's like vintage 90s music, and there's a song by Busta Rhymes in there, and they just had this one hook, and Khalees sang it, and Christian knows it. It's called What It Is, and it was just so catchy. I was like, what happened to hooks like this? It was so good. I I've taken multiple trips to Hot Topic since my kid turned 11. Yeah, Hot Topic has some solid t-shirts. Okay, good. I'm glad it still exists. Hot Topic still exists. My little emo kids in high school show me the new Hot Topic accessories all the time. What's DoorDash? Oh wow, you never heard? It's like Grubhub. Like Christian said, it's a food delivery service. So yeah, DoorDash, Grubhub, Instacart, it's all kind of the same thing. Those delivery fees are atrocious. Oh my gosh, tell me about it, yo. I spent $50 on a pizza the other day. The pizza itself was like $25, and yeah, it was kind of ridiculous. I keep a very specific budget for food, although admittedly this month I'm actually dead on going over this month. I just accepted it. But typically I will budget out how much money I spend on food, but I allot that anywhere I want. So whether it's groceries or takeout, it's whatever, but I just have to make sure I keep under. And this is not the month where I've succeeded in that. So yeah, usually I'm much better, but yeah, not this time. I'm not gonna beat myself up over it. It's okay. So the key to making this look like a toilet paper roll, you gotta keep it white. The wheel is white. If I change it to another color, I think it might work. This dog tag probably should not be that color. There's multiple companies for food delivery, like Amazon for food. What the heck? LOL, y'all, I'm a country bumpkin. Yeah, oh wow, I guess you wouldn't know that. I live in LA, so we just have access to everything. And since I moved my apartment, it's so nice because I live in an area that's a little bit more central to where I was. And so there's so many more options for me. I'm like, ooh, I get to have Chinese food. Ooh, I get to have Indian food. I get to have pizza. It's just kind of fun. It's really great. I appreciate you taking the time to come celebrate with me when you're so busy. Of course, are you kidding? I was gonna say you only get married once, but you only get married for the first time once at the very least. But of course, you and your fiance, I won't mention their name, are my homies, and I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Gotta celebrate with y'all. Oh, that's right. The tattoos. We gotta get these looking good. So let's get that a little bit stronger. Kathy, I'm not sure what's funny to you, but I'm glad you laughed. Let's move this over. Yeah, this is just one of those tatted up guys. This is actually something I'm kind of excited about because having tattoos on dark skin normally is very hard to see. And so the fact that I get to play with white as a tattoo color for them is just so cool, so liberating. So I'm going to start with this and I'll clean these up and get them to follow the form a little bit more. Good catch, Jordan. Well, yeah, I mean, I know you take time for your friends, but I can still appreciate it. I know you're working super hard right now. Oh man, yeah, there are days where I'm actually most days I'm like 5 minutes more in the bed. But then I'm like, but then there are bills. So those got to get done. Those got to get paid. And, one of these days, I'm counting till the days where it's exclusively Shadow Boxers that pays the bills. That'll be epic. That's going to be so awesome. Okay. I want a white tattoo, but it will be invisible. Hey, look, black people get dark tattoos and So it works for them. So it's funny. I see people dark as me get tattoos on their shoulders, and I'm like, what is that? It looks like a giant bruise, and it doesn't look any better. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Look who's in the house. Mark of Art. Good morning, good sir. How are you doing at 4:30 in the morning or whatever it is up there? And they commonly use white body paint in Africa, so it's both accurate and it looks cool. Yes, actually, Christian, you may or may not have seen the inspiration for the tattoos here, but let me show you. I just gotta find the right Pinterest folder. I think it's here. I have a patterns folder. Here we go. Yeah, I really like this dude Laulu. I was really inspired by him. He just does a bunch of really cool shit. I think he worked with like Beyonce. I think he does some sort of liquor brand with his designs on them, and I'm just like, this is so fresh and very easy shapes to work with. So yeah, the amount of sleep I was getting was suspicious. That's hilarious. Oh man, we're glad you can make it, man. Stream's not quite the same with you gone. I gotta admit. Actually, because I know who the main people are who come on the streams, I could say like there's always something missing when someone's not here. Like when Amanda's not here, or Manette's not here, or Megan or Kathy or Mark, Christian, you know, even Ginger Cell with her Taylor Swift loving self. You know, it's just different. It's just different when you guys are gone. So I appreciate it, you guys hanging out with me as I work to bring this project from mind to reality. I just realized this is not centered. Let's redo this, because that's the center of his neck. Then we could do this. Oops. It's also fun doing tattoos on my characters because I would never do one myself. And so I get to, people I talk to who get tattoos, which, if you guys want to get it, it doesn't bother me. But one of the things I hear is like, you got to have your body be the canvas, And I'm like, not my body, but I'll tell you what, I could do it for these guys. So yeah. Let's see. Just do a big old circle. Big old circle. Might have to do like an overlay layer or something, because this is a little too white for it to really be believed it's a tattoo. So I might have to put a little bit of brown in there or something, just to make it not look like it's chalk. Another character who has tattoos is Ghazali, and I really struggled with finding the right color for him, and I stuck with these kind of purple tattoos. But I tried doing white tattoos on him, and he actually looked kind of cool. I don't think it fits for his character, but he looked really cool with them. Not gonna lie. No, what? Why isn't it working? Oh, wrong layer. Wrong layer. I'm gonna have to be real careful about how I put tattoos on. I think what I'm gonna have to do is make these into like a group of PNGs or something that I can just plaster on him. because there's no way I'm going to want to redraw his tattoo in every single angle when he's on the page. That's just not going to happen. Even with the simple shades, these characters are already difficult enough to draw. I don't need that extra pain in my life. This looking like the Bluetooth symbol right here. I'm just glad he doesn't have face tats. Don't speak too soon, Kathy. I just don't have anything I like enough to permanently have it on my body. Yeah, I would joke with people when I was in high school. They'd be like, Jordan, would you ever get a tattoo? And I knew back then the answer was no. But I'd be like, yeah, I think I'm gonna get a giant Bugs Bunny on my back, or a big old tribal Dwayne Johnson tattoo. Of course, at that time he didn't have that one, but yeah. I feel like I'm gonna be the art assistant drawing in Ghazali's tattoos while Jordan does the important stuff. Hey, no problem. Actually, this character's tattoos are way more difficult than Ghazali's. Ghazali's are actually pretty simple. Mark says, "Who is this character?" You may or may not remember him, but I think you were on the stream where we designed some background characters, and this is Caleb. So we did a couple people. Is it still on here? Yeah. This character here, and he had the toilet paper roller wheel on his shirt and everything. So we're just finishing that up. I was gonna work on maybe some like an Aletha drawing or something like that too, but the more that I'm drawing, the less I think that's going to happen because it's almost 8 o'clock and I still have work to do. But my question is, why isn't? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so his character though, he was I believe we made him the owner of a skate park that Kayla frequents. That was his role, I believe. How he's involved in the main character's life outside of that, I do not know, but he seems fun nonetheless. I kind of like him. Kind of like his look. Yeah, not looking bad. Not looking bad. All right, let's do that and change this blending layer. One thing I like more about Photoshop in this scenario is I like the fact that it'll automatically change the layer modes as you're kind of hovering over them instead of after you click it, because it's a little more annoying to go through these. Okay, this feels about right. I remember, but I don't remember who it is. We called him Taylor. What? No, we didn't call him Taylor. We called him Caleb. Where'd you get Taylor from? Let's see. I kind of like how this dude has a fade. Can I get away with that here? Nah, I think it's fine. He's already wearing a beanie. And then, okay, next we're gonna put some shadows on him. Get the shadows on him, shadows on him. And easier for me if I just turn this off. Plus, it's a fun reveal when I'm all done with everything. All right, so let's see. Lighting direction is coming from the left side, like this. So that means this is all going to be hidden in some type of shadow. Might even get a little bit underneath the beanie here. One thing I try and keep in mind is just making things simple. I think when it comes to putting shadows on stuff, people overcomplicate things. And it's just like, just put these big blocks in, and chances are you'll come up with something that's pretty close to what it ought to be. So these big old shapes right here. Let's get some shadow under there. And obviously I'm going to come back and clean up a lot of this stuff and put a clipping mask on this as well so it doesn't go outside of him. Yeah, there we go. That feels about right. Yeah, there we go. Oh, sorry, I heard Taylor and my sleepy self. Wait, what? Oh, you know what? I probably said Taylor Swift because I mentioned Ginger So a second ago. If Ginger So, if you're watching this later on, hello. Let's see. There'd probably be something under his hood as well. And then one thing I highly recommend when doing shadows, keep it with a non-pressure sensitive brush. I think it's much easier to achieve it that way than doing something else. If you have pressure sensitivity on, then it'll start to change the way your shadows look, especially if you're doing a cell shaded style, animation style. Just makes it easier. And if you do decide you want the things to look different, have the pressure sensitive, or make it appear as if the color's changing, you just have to change the gradient later on. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of you guys knew that already, but that's what I recommend. What I'm doing here, I'm just making sure I follow the form of the arm here, form of the jacket. Here, I'm just trying to put some interesting shapes. And I prefer the lasso tool as well. It just makes it feel more precise. And then and it's also faster to just do like this, and then you can erase everything all at once. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I think I'm a victim of making shadows too complicated. Yeah, you might be. You very well might be. I need some water, Jordan. Who do you like better, Mako or Bolin? All right, man, that's funny. I like Bolin more. I always like the funny guys. Funny characters are always the best. I do like Mako's design. I think his design is really cool. But I do think I do feel kind of bad for him, his character overall, because he made some real bad decisions, and he really got shafted by the writers. Like, it just almost wasn't fair after season 2, with the whole thing with Korra and Asami and that love triangle thing. Yeah, yeah. But his design was really cool. And I will say this too. Speaking of his design, when he gave his grandma the scarf in season 3, he stopped looking as cool. Like that was a very sweet story moment, but it was not nearly as cool looking, I gotta say. So yeah. Fun fact: the voice actor David Faustino, he's like 5'2" or something. He's a really small guy, but he looks like Mako. I did not know that. Thanks for the tip, Jordan. Oh, okay. Glad you learned something. Bolin, Mark. Bolin is awesome. I feel like both of them were screwed over. What was the Okay, so I assume you probably agree with me on the Mako comment, but what makes you think Bolin was screwed over? Just out of curiosity. Um, um, I feel the love triangle was forced, almost ruined the story, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree with that. It just wasn't needed. I honestly, so here's the thing with Asami. They originally wrote her to be an equalist, and she was going to betray Korra and everyone, which is why actually, because I remember when I saw it for the first time, I thought that she was evil, and it's because I wrote her that way. Like there's something about it that just felt kind of iffy to me, and then they were like, we don't want to waste a good character. Let's just put her in the crew. Um, so yeah, that's how that happened. But that love triangle, especially in season 2, that was way too much. And then even that whole situation in season 1 with Mako, where he was clearly in love with Korra instead of Asami. Yeah, that was uncomfortable. Yeah, Mako made some bad decisions. I'm not gonna lie, he made some bad decisions. I think he started to redeem himself in season 3 and 4, though. He was pretty cool, especially when it came to him saving his family and you know him and Korra agreeing to be friends. And I think the writers knew how to treat him after that. At least how not how I say this. I think they knew how to make him interact with the characters a lot better. But I don't think he had a whole lot to do after that breakup. Unfortunately, he was just kind of there. Um, yeah. Yeah, putting Bolin and movers. What was that about? I actually thought that was pretty funny. I kind of liked that moment. I liked the Bolin and Eska relationship. I thought that was hilarious. It doesn't make any sense at all. I was like, why would Bolin be into? I mean, I guess opposites attract, but maybe that's what they're playing off of. But it was just so funny. And the movers. I kind of like the whole Nuktuk thing, but I did not like how he got all pompous and stuff towards when he started getting famous. I didn't like those moments. Yeah, I actually liked the whole sting operation idea in season 2. I thought that was cool. And this is my opinion. We're talking about Korra way too much. I'll take another sip of water just because. Her appearance is inspired by an FMA villain. Of course she is. And of course you know that. Bolin felt underdeveloped and too random / cringe at times. Yeah, he was cringe at times. My unpopular opinion, but I'm unwilling to relinquish it about Korra. Season 2 is probably the least favorite season of most people, including mine. But I think it's also the most necessary. Because without season 2, you wouldn't have the setup for 3 or 4. Like it's such an important thing that happens in there. And I don't want to spoil it for those who have not seen it, but I don't think the show would have. I don't think you'd have the last 2 seasons without season 2. Just straight up, I don't think you can. Yes, or even when Bolin became part of the Earth Empire. Yeah, that was weird. That was weird too when he started going along with Kuvira and everything. I don't know how. I still don't know how I feel about that time jump. I don't think that was. I don't like the time jump. I liked the characters as they were. I do like how they had Korra in that deep depression. That sounds really messed up to say. I think that was a really great story moment, and I liked how they showed her dealing with the trauma. I loved Korra alone, that episode. And fun fact, I was actually at the premiere of that episode because they showed it at Comic-Con and I was there. I like that whole arc for her, but all the other characters were kind of like whatever. Like I really liked Kai in season 3. I thought he was one of the best additions of season 3 or of the show in general, and then he just got pushed aside. I think he had maybe 2 speaking lines in the entire season. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, so little stuff like that. And here's the thing, no show is perfect, and I imagine that that's a really difficult show to work on. You have so many characters and so many things that people want to see. But it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. Okay, let me see something. Something up, yeah. Okay. Let's see. I feel like Aang's crew is more useful than Korra's during fights. That's probably true. Yeah. I think I can agree with that. I think they focused on the love triangle thing and Sideline Bolin's story arc. This is also my opinion. I don't think they had much of an arc planned for these characters. This is what happened with the show. They only got greenlit for 1 season, 12 episodes, and then after that was completed, before the show even aired, they greenlit it for another like 48 episodes or whatever it was, and they kind of completed everyone's arcs. And I don't know if I don't know who was on the writing team per se. I don't know if Mike and Brian are strong enough writers to have made all the right decisions when it came to that. Like there's a difference between writing well and creating a world. What I'm learning, and I don't know if they made the best decisions and everything. So I think they wrote themselves into a corner, and that's how things ended up the way that they did, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm still a fan of the show. Don't get me wrong. I have all the art books on my shelf right behind my Prince of Egypt. That's my Prince of Egypt book. The next ones are all Avatar and Korra and stuff. But I can totally see its flaws and why the original show worked. The original show was written in advance. Like they knew everything that was going to happen, with a couple minor details like not there, but they knew from the jump where it was headed, and I think that helped a lot. Very few shows are able to write without having a feature plan and do well. Like Breaking Bad is one of the shows that they didn't know what they were going to do the next season, and it just continued to do better. And they just had a really strong writing team. And because writing is something I'm actually learning, that's part of why I'm taking so long to plan Shadowboxers out, because I feel like if I can have a very strong idea of where they're all heading, I can at least foreshadow things properly and make sure that that I get the right setups and nothing feels out of place, nothing feels too fast-paced or too slow. And so by figuring out all that stuff now, the goal is that it would prevent a lot of those irritating retcons and rewrites and stuff like that. You guys can determine how successful that is when you guys see how it turns out. But yeah, that's the goal. All right, he's looking pretty cool. Oh wait, his tats. Yeah. Oh shoot. Speaking of which, I forgot the ones on his leg. What am I doing? Okay. Let's have it be different heights. Let's do this. One day, Kayla will ask him the meaning of his tattoos. and we'll find out what these symbols mean. Just know that whatever it is will be entirely made up by yours truly, because I have no idea what these shapes are supposed to be. Jordan, I popped a quick drawing in the Discord. Emphasis on quick, guys. Don't be too harsh. Want to make sure I got the idea across before the stream ended. Ooh, okay. Oh, shoot. I got to open Discord. It's going to take like 25 minutes to open this app, but we will check it out. Yes, a lascivious character. Let me see. I still love season 2 for the Avatar 1 episodes. I like a lot of the elements in season 2. I like the 1 episodes. They look gorgeous, and I like the storyline. I like his character overall. People say it retconned the whole Avatar cycle. I personally disagree. I could see why people would think that though, because the idea is that we learn bending from these animals, and technically they still could have. They never said that they gained bending from these animals. They just said they learned how to bend from these animals instead, and not the lion turtle. So I think that actually still checks out. Plus it's a legend, things change over time. But I like that. I liked the sting operation. I thought it was a cool idea. I liked the Nut Tuck movies. I loved seeing Tenzin, Kaya, and Bumi interacting with each other. The thing I didn't like was Unalaq's motivation. Unalaq's motivation and Korra just being a brat for the first several episodes. That was really annoying. Oh my gosh, she just. Hold on, let me close this out before I start spilling spoilers and y'all get into the Shotboxers Discord too soon or something. We don't want that. Oh, you wouldn't have seen anything anyway. Okay, as I'm pulling this together, it'd be really funny if he didn't even know what the tats mean. Oh my gosh, he can make it up on the spot. That'd actually be funny, because there are a bunch of people, especially black people, who get like Chinese characters written on their arm and they think it means peace or something. And it's like, nah, that's the word for like sewer or something, or soup, I think that would be hilarious. I will say that Korra is less rewatchable than Avatar. Wait, less rewatchable than that. Oh, I tried in January. I didn't even finish season 1. Less rewatchable. Yeah, I could see that. I could see it's less rewatchable. I'm not a very difficult person to please when it comes to things I watch. So, it really doesn't take a lot to make me go, oh, that was fun. Like, I can enjoy things. I don't have to be a harsh critic all the time. There are some exciting episodes in the middle of each season that I recall fondly, but getting to those episodes, it'll take some time. I don't know, Mark, the animation of Korra is so much better than the Avatar. That is true. The animation is absolutely stellar, with the exception of those like 8 episodes or 6 episodes in season 2 when Studio Pierrot took over. The reason for that is because Studio Mir, the studio that they had worked on most of the show, was working on Boondock season 4 because it was easier. And then they apparently, according to legend, they saw the work that was coming back and they're like, no, we gotta take this back. The animation is wonderful. The story needs some getting used to, especially as Jordan just said, Korra was an annoying character in the beginning. Yeah. In season 1, she wasn't too bad. She was just the rough and tough girl. I was cool with her. But in season 2, Korra was awful in the beginning. She didn't start getting better until after the 1 episodes. That is so what Caleb would do. Changing up the tattoo stuff. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. Okay, let me go see what Megan drew. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. I love this. I love it. Hold on. It's a skateboard wheel, toilet paper roll. Yeah, I love it. This is so fun. I like this stance too. All right, we got some fan art of Kayla and Caleb. Although I guess technically this would be production art since you're on the team though. But yeah, no, this is dope. I love it. Thank you, Megan. Let me see. They'll have shrimp fried rice tattooed on their bodies. That would be hilarious. Fun fact, at my wedding, the processional and recessional songs are Avatar soundtrack songs. That deserves a toast. of water. Keyboard. Oh yeah, don't worry about the keyboard changes. Megan, that's awesome. Wish I could be there. If Leaves on the Vine going to be played, I will be balling. That's a sad song. That's like a funeral song, bro. This is a happy occasion. Okay, but let's see here. And I'm glad you sent that in time, Megan, because we're just about done with Caleb. So, as soon as I said that, there's one thing I forgot. I gotta actually make this into a toilet paper roll. Let's do this. I just noticed that tangent. We're gonna leave it because I don't really care. Put a couple of those lines in here to add to the toilet paper roll effect. That ellipse is not the best ellipse I've ever drawn in my life, but it'll do. It will do. And then let's get a slight color change. Instead of whites, let's just do maybe even that dark, like this. Yeah, there we go. And then let's make the ends just a little bit darker. And you know what? For the fun of it, let's just make this flame have a little bit more yellow in here. One of the things I love about these streams with y'all is we just come up with jokes that are just canon all of a sudden for the Shadowboxers verse. Actually, that's technically not what the verse of Shadowboxers is, but it's fine. Yeah. And then it's got a flaming roll of something. Then let's just tone down that saturation. I actually don't like the color of his wristbands. They're a little too dark. I'll probably have to play with the colors a little bit to get it just where I want them to be. But what do you guys think? What do you think of our boy Caleb? You saw the process go from the sketch a few weeks ago. I can't remember what number stream that's on. It could have been, I mean, we're on 28 right now. It could have been the, I don't know, 20th stream or something like that. I don't even know anymore. But let's go. Let's take a walk down memory lane. Started with this sketch, I believe, and then it morphed into this, and then I think that's actually the exact same sketch. Working out the body a little bit, slightly tighter sketches. And now we're at a place where he is basically there. He's an official character now, working at the skate park. I'm pretty happy with him. I don't know. What do you guys think? Rate him out of 10. What do you think his dating profile would be like? Let me see. Christian, oh no, I ruined my makeup with all the tears. Well, I am a fan of SB, so it technically is fan art. I guess you're right. It is fan art. But it's production fan art, and I appreciate it. So yeah, so next time we'll get to doing some more characters that we're used to, guys, like an Aletha or a Javen or Kayla or something like that. But yeah, this will be it for now. We've been going for about 2 hours and change. I appreciate you guys for coming on. Again, next week I will not be here because Megan's getting married, and we gotta celebrate and listen to the core soundtrack as she walks down the aisle and all that cool stuff. Let me see. Let me check out these last comments. Christian says he's clean. That's what I'm talking about. Clean, yo. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna have a problem getting a date. Yeah, he's looking pretty fresh. So anyway, guys, You are all so awesome. I appreciate you guys supporting the Joe McFo Show. If you have not liked the video already, please do so. Share with your friends. And I'll see you soon. Let me just check out these last comments. Well, his design is 10 out of 10. His dating profile, probably 3 out of 10. I can live with that. I'm going to go suffer through an environment painting. Oh, man, it's over. Yeah, I'm sorry, Mark. You can watch the replay, and all my other replays are up on the channel, so you can check those out. We got another 10. All right. Excellent. That's what I like to see. All right, guys. Peace out. Have a good rest of your week. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.